Hi everyone, my name is Mike Bryan, and today I have Sarah Vincenzo from Brookdale Zanesville. Thanks, Sarah, for coming here today. I appreciate you taking the time. As you know, we've had a lot of these videos on our website where we're trying to help folks understand what to expect when they're visiting someplace. It's the old adage, you kind of feel like a deer in the headlights when someone needs care, and so this is a way to get more information out to the public. And so, again, we have Sarah here today to talk about Brookdale Zanesville, and first things first, where are you located?
We are located on 1575 Bowers Lane, Zanesville, Ohio, right next to North Terrace Church of Christ.
And what's the best phone number?
740-450-9999.
And if someone would like to email you, what is your email address?
My email address is Sarah with an H, S-A-R-A-H .Vincenzo, that is VINCENZO @brookdale.com.
Okay. And if you're curious to look at your website, I believe that's www.brookdale.com, and then they can type in find a community and find Zanesville there. Okay.
Oftentimes, if you just Google Brookdale Zanesville Assistant Living, it'll come right to the location of our website.
All right, and so when they call in, they'll be directed to the right member of your team to get more information. Okay. So when someone does come in, what should they expect? If they want to have a tour or something like that, can you give us an idea of what happens there?
On the front end of things, when someone calls in, we like to get to know a little bit about what their needs are since we are so specialized. Just a little bit of information up front can allow us to plan the visit. Normally, we will sit down, we'll go over the appropriate literature based on the knowledge that we have and gain a little more information because we're most interested in what brings someone in and getting to know their loved one. Normally, we have someone eat a meal with us so they get the experience of Brookdale and maybe even participate in one of our resident engagement activities. Of course, take a tour, see the different type of apartments that we offer, and we get educated on what their family member needs, and they get information on who we are and what we're about.
Okay. And I understand you have various therapy options there as well. Can you explain those options for us?
At Brookdale Zanesville, we do have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We have a clinical oversight, and we also have a fitness gym within our assisted living to help facilitate someone's therapy rehab needs. In addition to that, we also have a certified memory care program that is offered through a psychologist. That's all part of our programming.
Okay. And I understand there's the assisted living side and the memory care side, but they're combined in some aspects too.
Yeah, absolutely. We are 102 bed assisted living, but we have our memory care is secure, and then our assisted living is open. And the nice part about that is our memory care is a smaller setting and environment, which offers that security that they need, and they can have more independence to move about. And Brookdale does have a specialized true programming for our residents on memory care. They have what is called a daily path, just to get them into a rhythm to help them have confidence and to train their mind kind of what's going to take place for the day. And it's not overwhelming trying to find their apartment so much. The assisted living side is nice because it isn't secure. They can come and go freely. We have a lot of residents that still drive. They can walk about freely at nighttime. Sometimes dementia can affect people's memory, and they're wandering and they're, trying to find their room and maybe rattling certain doorknobs. But because we have our designated appropriate sides for folks, the assisted living residents can sleep with peace of mind at night, knowing that they're not going to become a caregiver or that there isn't going to be someone trying to enter into their apartment.
Okay. And, we talked a little bit about the secure memory care unit and the assisted living side. The floor plans, the general room size, I know people can look on the website and find this out, but, are they single-person rooms, double-person rooms? If you can describe that and maybe give us an idea of, if someone wants to bring their own furniture in, for example, things like that, can they do that?
Absolutely. In assisted living, Brookdale's branding is that we have 4 different floor plans: a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, a studio, which is a little bit larger, and then just a deluxe. We're all private rooms, especially on our memory care unit. We believe that adds to the quality of life in 6 different dimensions that we like to look at as a company and well-being. So unless someone's married or they have a family member that they want to room together in their apartment, we're all private rooms, and we do believe in people bringing their own furniture from home, so it's an easier transition and they have memories and they're surrounded by their own personal things.
Now, I understand that if someone wants additional home health while they're there at Brookdale, Brookdale has its own program, is that right?
We do have our own program, but we also work hand in hand with a lot of area home healths, because we are all about freedom and choices and focusing on living life well and having the greatest independent and decisions. So we do work with all of the area home health agencies.
And I understand you have several programs there. You mentioned a couple of them already, but what are the programs that are the most favorite that you offer?
I would have to say one program that we have in the morning, which is part of the 6 dimensions of well-being, is Be Fit Stretch. And it is a program designed, and it happens on our memory care unit as well as assisted living. It is designed by Brookdale to help you stretch your body, get physical activity, because physical exercise helps decrease inflammation. And then next to that, I really like our Brain Flex program, and it's designed by a gerontologist in our company, that it actually has transplasticity, that it helps you utilize different parts of your brain, and the more of your brain that you use, your brain will actually learn to rewire itself. So as you get older and you start losing just, the general aging process, you lose part of your brain percentage, your brain is learning to rewire itself, and it keeps people more alert, oriented, and higher functioning for a longer period of time.
Okay. Now, if someone moves in and they don't require too much care right now, what happens if they do start to require more care? How can that work? We've heard the term age in place before.
I think that's one of the things that we do a really good job of giving people peace of mind, because we have residents that come in that still drive completely independent, just benefiting from the fun and the generated socialization and a sense of community. But they also know that as they move in, people do age differently, and based, depending on someone's medical background, anything that they may be faced with, we serve our residents clear up to the point whether they need a hospice program, whether they need 2-person transfer, they can't walk anymore, or if they need to be fed, completely showered, bathed. So we are comprehensive. We can provide care almost at the same level as a skilled nursing center would be able to. And part of the reason for that is that we do have nurses around the clock with an RN over our program, and then our community is operated by a licensed nursing home administrator. Okay. But it does give peace of mind for people to know that they're not going to have to move and then go through another adjustment.
Okay. Now, if someone's, they've gone through the tour, they've talked with you, they've talked with members of your team, they've decided that they want to move in. I'm sure, obviously you'd be talking to them about the price involved for their particular arrangement. There'd be an agreement to sign. But after that's done, what is move-in day like? Can you kind of describe that?
So what happens is, first thing we do is we always celebrate together, and we have a joint partnership with our families and residents, because it really is that their physician plays a part in it. There's some paperwork that we want from them so that we know that we are very much in a place to provide care and be knowledgeable on their medications, their health care. We have a checklist. We make it very easy for them so they know what to bring. They've looked at the apartment. We've shared some ideas with them. On the day of move-in, our staff has had a dialogue. They've been trained specifically on that person's needs, so they know exactly what we will be assisting them with. And then we have an ambassador club. So that's about a team of 10 residents, and they will check on them for the first 10 days, knock on their door, please come down to lunch with me or breakfast with me. They get a tour of the community. They get personal invitations to the 6 or 7 different activities that we have going on for the day, or whether it might be even a bus trip out to a restaurant or shopping or to a museum, just different kinds of things.
Okay.
And then we give follow-up calls. We actually have a 90-day orientation process where each director on the team calls and gives feedback. And then that actually moves on out to like 5 years of calling them on anniversary dates, celebrating their birthdays with them. Just really, it's a partnership throughout their stay with us.
Okay. Now, I understand that you have some folks who are privately paying, some folks are using veterans benefits, you have some folks that also have insurance that is paying for care to some extent.
Correct.
So there's the primary ways that folks will pay for their costs.
And sometimes it's a combination of that, and we're really trained through Brookdale to understand and ask the right questions. A lot of times families come in and they'll say, you know, we visited other places and you gave us more information, and because of what we're able to share with them and work with them, we're able to use a combination of whether it's VA aid and attendance or long-term insurance to actually work with them so that they can work through the financial part. That can be very intimidating for people.
Sure. Yeah. One thing I forgot to ask you earlier, do you have any programs available for the family? You know, if you have the sons or daughters who are checking on their parents, do they have any programs like that to keep them involved?
We do. We have a monthly family meeting, and then we have a memory care support meeting for families and caregivers monthly on our memory care unit. And then at least once a month we're inviting families and their friends to come participate in something with them, because it is their home and we want our residents to feel like it's their home, and they're our bosses, so we're carrying out and hosting parties for them. That's how we look at it.
Just recently you had it was a barbecue, is that right?
We did. We had barbecue for them.
That's great. Well, so, you know, looking at all of this, I think this gives someone a good overview of what to expect. And again, this is just the first part of the learning process for sure. But at least have an idea of what to expect. And certainly if you have any more questions, please reach out to Sarah, and they'll be happy to take care of you and answer any questions that you have. So thanks again for coming here today.
Thank you very much.
So
Appreciate it.
thanks everyone for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.